Xiao Yan had just arrived in the ancient world, and his girlfriend Sinner had been waiting here for a long time. When he saw the lover he hadn't met for a long time, and now finally appeared in front of him, Sinner couldn't suppress his inner impulse anymore, and he jumped in front of Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan, on the other hand, rubbed Sinner's head in the horrified glances around him. Looking at the girl and Tsing Yi with a beautiful smile, Gu Zhen, who was not far away, was full of bitterness because he knew in his heart that the smile of the smoked children's god was blooming only for Xiao Yan. People like them should have no chance. When people of other races not far away saw this situation, their eyes were full of admiration when they looked at Xiao Yan. Now they finally understand why the younger generation of the ancient clan is targeting Xiao Yan everywhere. It turns out that this kid has hooked up with other people's goddesses. After Sinner caught up with Xiao Yan, he swept towards the mountains. Xiao Yan took a breath slowly afterwards. He naturally knew that now that Sinner showed up to pick him up in person, he wanted to show her determination in front of some people of the ancient clan. She's like this for all women, so Xiao Yan will naturally not be timid. Besides, Xiao Yan also wanted to see what was wrong with this ancient tribe. Thinking of this, Xiao Yan took Xiao Yixian and others, and quickly chased Sinner in front of him. However, at the moment Xiao Yan just swept out of the warship, he was keenly aware that there were no less than dozens of powerful auras in the surrounding mountains, sweeping across him. The coercion contained in it made the surrounding space seem to solidify. Obviously, some people in this ancient tribe want to give him a fierce blow to the newcomer. Xiao Yan, who was aware of such changes around him, was not to be outdone when a blazing flame broke out. I saw those solidified spaces under the impact of the terrifying fire waves instantly cracked open. At this moment, Xiao Yan stood in the air and stared coldly at certain places in the mountains. The owner of these glances, although his strength is indeed strong, he wants to suppress him only by the coercion in his gaze, which is a bit of a dream. Sinner, who noticed the sound of the explosion in the rear, also returned to Xiao Yan's side in an instant. His bright eyes stared at the mountains in front of him slightly coldly, and he yelled loudly, "Presumptuous, several elders, do you still know the ceremony? As soon as we meet, we will take action against the ancient guests. But do you want others to think that my ancient people are all tyrannical people?" As soon as Sunner's voice fell, an old figure in a gray robe slowly appeared in front of him. Not only did this person look cold and stern, but his gaze at Xiao Yan was even more unkind, and he said, "Miss, this is serious. I haven't seen anyone from the Xiao clan for many years. Now I want to test it out on a whim when I meet. Elder Gu Qian, today is the time for my ancient tribe to welcome guests. Your actions are a bit excessive. Stand down. Let's not make an exception." Having said that, after Gu Qian arched his hand to Sunner, he turned around and swept into the mountains. But before he left, he glared at Xiao Yan fiercely. For the latter, he smiled indifferently, because according to Xiao Yan's speculation, this person's strength is only in the 8-star Dozuan. If he really starts, Xiao Yan is absolutely confident that he will not get the slightest benefit from this old guy. Until now, Xiao Yan had only understood why Sunner always delayed his time to come to the ancient tribe. Wanted to come to this girl over the years. She has also been under a lot of pressure. But now that he has come to the ancient tribe, he can leave the next one to him. Hearing this, Sunner was also slightly startled and immediately smiled, because now Xiao Yan has grown up to have the ability to carry these with him. At the same time, in the mountains not far away, there are two figures standing with their hands in their hands. One of the silver-robed men, facing the man with black and white hair next to him, jokingly said, "This Xiao Yan is finally here." It seems that Sunner has a really good relationship with him. "Ancient demon, are you still not going to give up?" The ancient demon said lightly. He is not from the ancient tribe, so he can't be with Sunner. I will personally remind him that if he insists on not leaving, then I will kill him. While the two of them were talking, Sunner, who was not far away, also noticed the cold and murderous intent here, and the mystery scolded angrily across the air. "Ancient demon, if you dare to mess around, I will definitely not let you go." After slowly suppressing the fluctuations in his heart, Sun was about to call on Xiao Yan to leave here, but found that the latter's gaze was tightly locked on the mountain where the two of them were. Xiao Yan naturally knew that this dangerous aura was obviously aimed at him, and the strength of this person, according to his guess, was quite strong. It seems that if you want to eliminate some resistance in this ancient tribe, ordinary means have no effect at all. Although Xiao Yan had defeated young powerhouses like Ling Quan and Lin Chen before this, he knew that this would not be able to impress the ancient races. Therefore, Xiao Yan now has to find a younger generation of the ancient clan and defeat it in order to achieve that effect. At the moment, I am afraid that only the 4 commanders of the Black Annihilation Army can meet this requirement. In the previous dangerous aura, Xiao Yan could be sure that it should be one of the 4 commanders. Thinking of this, Xiao Yan slowly retracted his gaze and then left here with Sun. But the ancient demon on the mountain peak smiled coldly after seeing Xiao Yan's slightly provocative gaze. Tomorrow will be a bar mitzvah. According to the rules, I can find my own opponent by myself. For the sake of his courage, I will give him a chance. Next, Xiao Yan and others, under the leadership of Sun, came to a bamboo and wood house. However, when Sun thought again that tomorrow would be the bar mitzvah of the ancient clan, Dai's eyebrows frowned slightly at the moment, because all participants can choose to compete with others. As for Xiao Yan, although he was a guest this time, he would inevitably be deliberately targeted because of Sun. The strength of the former. Although it is a top-notch existence among the younger generation of the ancient clan, it is more difficult to be in the 4 major dynasties above the 8-star Dozuan. Among these 4 people, the one who was most likely to attack Xiao Yan was the ancient demon of Shura Du Tong, who was in the mountains before. According to Sun, this person is extremely talented and has a very strong bloodline of fighting emperor. Even half a year ago, he took the initiative to mention to the House of Elders that he wanted to become a husband with Sun, but in the end he was mercilessly rejected by Sun. Rejected. As for the reason, of course it was because of her 2 little brothers, Xiao Yan, who had no idea. According to the temperament of the ancient demon, Xiao Yan will inevitably be shot at tomorrow's adult ceremony. Because he also knew that if Xiao Yan was defeated on this occasion, those in the clan who remained neutral would tend to him. Xiao Yan also nodded solemnly in response. He naturally knew that this ancient demon wanted to use this opportunity to be with Sun, but why not for Xiao Yan? After all, if the ancient demon is defeated, then the elders of the ancient tribe may not be able to find any excuses to continue to stop the matter between him and Sun in the future. Therefore, tomorrow's fight with this ancient demon will be related to Xiao Yan's lifelong event, so he will definitely not lose this battle. As night fell, the little Dr. Fairy stood alone on a mountain peak, admiring the night view of the ancient tribe not far away. However, at this moment, a cyan shadow slowly came to the little Dr. Fairy, and Sun came here this time, naturally to thank the latter. After all, over the years, if Xiao Yixian hadn't stepped forward many times, Xiao Yan might have died a long time ago. In this regard, the little doctor smiled freely and said, "I'm used to it. I feel good to be able to help him by his side. Don't say anything indiscriminately on your own initiative. I like the feeling now and don't want to change anything." The next day, Xiao Yan and others, under the leadership of Sun, went to the square of the ancient tribe to participate in the adult ceremony. I saw that in the center of the square at this moment, there were a large number of guards of the Black Annihilation Army armed with long guns. However, just when they set foot in this area, they were all stopped by these people. Seeing this situation, Sun's cheeks instantly became cold, and she yelled at the other party, telling him to get out of here quickly. Just when the guards of the Black Annihilation Army hesitated, Elder Gu Qian, who had previously dealt with Xiao Yan in the mountains, and his brother Gu Su came slowly. The two of them said that this area is a special area, and people who are not of their own race and invited guests are prohibited from entering. Although Xiao Yan and the others were friends of Miss Sun, they did not meet that requirement. Hearing what these two guys said, the golden flame in Sun's eyes suddenly jumped. However, just when Sun was about to erupt, A curse that even Xiao Yan was slightly familiar with suddenly sounded in this sky. I said, Gu Qian and Gu Su, you two shameless old guys, are you mistaken? I don't bother to take care of you bullying others, but now you're directly bullying me on the head of Canaan College. Can you really treat me as a mud pinch? Looking at the old figure above the sky, the two of Gu Qian and Gu Su suddenly screamed. Tianji, this is not the Thunder Clan, but before the two of them could recover, Mang Tianji raised his arms and threw out two vindictive rays of strong thunder. Seeing this old guy saying that he would do it, although Gu Qian and Gu Su were a little angry, they did not make a sound, but their ugly faces quickly retreated. However, just when these attacks were about to bombard them, they were all resolved by an elder named Gushan who suddenly appeared. Then, Gushan arched his hand to the cold-faced Ku and walked to the seat not far away. From beginning to end, this ancient mountain had never seen Xiao Yan. But when Xiao Yan saw that the old man who had taken action to relieve him this time turned out to be the mysterious old man he had met in the Void Thunder Pool that day, he suddenly exclaimed, "Why are you?" Looking at the smiling and somewhat wretched old man in front of him, Xiao Yan's mouth suddenly twitched because it was really difficult for him to associate this person with the most mysterious dean of the inner courtyard for a while. And after Mang Tianji saw Xiao Yan's current strength clearly, he was also satisfied. It seems that Su Qian, the old boy, really didn't deceive me. It turned out that since he and Xiao Yan separated in the Void Thunderpool last time, he went back and thought about it for most of the day. Only then did he remember that the latter was Xiao Yan, who Su Qian kept telling in his letter that he must take care of him. Immediately, Mang Tianji patted the latter on the shoulder and said with a righteous face, "Don't worry, since you are a student of my Canaan College, and you are still a student who can enter my eyes, I will cover you if anything happens in the future." After hearing this, Xiao Yan gave a wry smile and hurriedly thanked him. After the matter was resolved, Xiao Yan and others, under the leadership of Mang Tianji, entered the venue of the bar mitzvah for the younger generation of the ancient clan. After he was seated, Xiao Yan learned from Suner that the old man named Gushin not only had a lot of influence in the clan, but he was also one of the people who firmly opposed their being together. In response, Xiao Yan nodded silently. According to his speculation, this ancient mountain can withstand the blow of the next Mang Tianji, and it must be at least the peak level of Dozuan. It seems that the number of strong men in this ancient clan is quite terrifying. While Xiao Yan was talking with Suner, his eyes were constantly glancing around. Here he not only discovered Huashuan, a young man of the Nian tribe who had communicated with him on the warship before, but also Guzhin, as well as Lin Quan and Lin Shun and several other Black Annihilation Army commanders. But at this moment, the latter was staring at him with some schadenfreude. Just when Xiao Yan was a little puzzled, his gaze suddenly stopped on a figure not far away with a fierce killing intent, and this person was Suner's #1 suitor Shuradutong. And Xiao Yan could naturally feel that the killing intent exuded by this ancient demon was obviously coming at him. Obviously, since he entered this venue, his every move has been in the latter's perception. In this regard, Xiao Yan's eyes also filled with dignity, because among the younger generation, until now, the most difficult person he has met should probably be the so-called Shuradutong. Suner reminded Xiao Yan with a frown on her eyebrows, "Be careful of this person," and said that the heavenly tomb will open soon after the adult ceremony is over. Originally, Xiao Yan's conditions were naturally able to enter it, but now, according to Suner's prediction, some elders must be hindered from it. In this regard, Mang Tianji on the side said with righteous indignation, "Those ancient elders will just leave it to me. If I can help, those old guys who want to come will also sell me some face." However, he still suggested that it was best for Xiao Yan to resolve the matter by himself. After all, only in this way could the latter truly get the attention of the ancient clan. Having said that, with Tianji's gaze, he looked at the location of the ancient demon not far away, and said that as long as Xiao Yan could hold on to this person for 100 rounds, maybe then he could block the mouths of some old guys, so as to enter the heavenly tomb smoothly. Hearing this, Xiao Yan was slightly startled. Although he did not speak, his fists and his sleeves suddenly clenched. In his opinion, this alone was not the result he needed, because what Xiao Yan wanted was to completely defeat the strongest ancient demon, who was known as the younger generation of the ancient clan.